Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mikey back here, and today we're going to be recapping the Hawks-Knicks game from 2 nights ago. I wasn't able to watch the Pistons game. I know the Hawks lost, didn't play very well, but I wasn't able to watch it, so I can't recap that game. But the Knicks, for the Knicks game, the Hawks did win that one at Madison Square Garden as Trae returns 117-111, and Trae just proved again how he really just owns Madison Square Garden. It's like he has two home courts. Trae dropped, a magnificent 45 points. There's like really, it's crazy how he loves these big moments and loves playing on primetime TV. It always seems like Trae plays so much better when he plays on national TV instead of just the Bally Sports games. But I don't know if that's a coincidence but it seems like Trae really gets up for these big time games. And while this wasn't a big time game in terms of both teams playoff implications or something like that, it was a big personal win for the Hawks, especially since they've struggled against the Knicks the past 2 years in the regular season, and how much success they had against the Knicks in the playoffs. They needed to make sure they win in the regular season as well. So it was a good momentum win for the Hawks, but unfortunately they weren't able to carry it into the Pistons game. But Clint Capella didn't really have as good of a game as he had been playing, but he still had a great game in terms of his defensive impact. He was blocking shots. He was able to contest everything around the rim. But Mitchell Robinson probably had the better game than Clint Capella, so he outworked Capella in that matchup. But Bogdan Bogdanovic really is just hooping right now. 2 out of the past 3 games, he's dropped over 30 points, and he's got a shooting stroke back. That little 5-game stretch gone completely out the window, and Bogey's showing why he's our second best scorer. And I think that a lot of people are now going to realize that how important he is to this team. But other than those 2 guys, really nobody else stepped up. Kevin Huerter had a decent game, but other than that, nobody really stepped up. The Hawks definitely had a good game going through the first 3 quarters, and in the beginning of the fourth quarter, they went away from what they were doing in the beginning of the game, which was attacking mismatches. But late in the fourth quarter, the Hawks buckled down, and really Trae Young gets all the credit here for how he organized the offense down the stretch. At one point, we had three wide open threes, 3 straight possessions on a couple of offensive plays from Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and DeAndre Hunter hitting 3 clutch threes in a row down the stretch off of great plays made from Trae Young. So it was awesome to see Trae use the pick and roll and use offensive sets to his advantage down the stretch, other than just ISOs. Because we know Trae can score. It's still on ISOs, but I believe that Trae's greatest strength is mastering the pick and roll. And if we do that down the stretch more, I believe we can win some more of these games. But for the Knicks, RJ Barrett had a great game. Didn't shoot that efficiently, but still had good counting numbers nonetheless. And I really feel bad for Alec Burks, man. I mean, he had 21 points in this game, so he had a great game. But most of the New York fan base thinks he sucks, and in reality, he's being asked to play point guard, and he's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard, and he can be asked to score 15, 16 points per game. He can still do that at this point in his career, for sure. He's still a decent scorer. So, especially with Alec Burks playing point guard, the Knicks' offense down the stretch kind of struggled late in the fourth quarter, and that's what you saw them falter. But Emmanuel quickly continues to play well off the Knicks bench too, so he had a great game. But with that, let's move into the box score. Or actually, before that, the turnover story, 13-14. The Hawks have been turning the ball over more recently, 14 turnovers in this one, and we still pulled the game out with the win. So really have to cut down on those turnovers, especially in the beginning. I was able to watch the first quarter of the Pistons game, and the Hawks had so many turnovers then too. So really got to cut down on these turnovers when the Hawks were number 1. And they might still be number 1 in lowest turnovers per game. So really got to focus on that more. But with that, let's move into the box score. Danilo Gallinari in 30 minutes for the Hawks, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. So didn't shoot very well, 4-11 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. But shout out to Gallo for getting double-digit rebounds, because he's definitely going to need to help Clint Capella on the boards down the stretch with John Collins out. DeAndre Hunter, 32 minutes, 10 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 for 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. So not the greatest game from DeAndre there, but he's been playing well. Clint Capella in 29 minutes, 2 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. Like I said, the box score, he didn't have a great game by any means, but it wasn't this bad like it shows on the box score. Trae Young in 40 minutes, brilliant. 45 points, 8 assists, 1 steal, 12 of 14 from the line, 13 of 25 from the field, and 7 of 15 from 3. So a good shooting night from Trae Young as well. And he just continues to torch the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. There's nothing more you can say. He loves the bright lights. And, with Trae playing this well, we just need other guys. We just need our other guys to step up. Bogdanovic has been playing well. DeAndre Hunter's been playing well. Herter's really the guy. And he did step up in this game, who's a really important piece to our team to try and step it up. And if he can do that, I believe this team can rattle off some wins in a row in this final stretch. Herter had finished with 14 points, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 4 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 and 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. So filling up the stat sheet as well and shooting efficiently. That's what you want to see from Kevin Herter, especially with his height at 6'7" at the shooting guard position. Onyeka Okongwu in 19 minutes. Didn't have that great of a game. 2 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 7 rebounds. Bogdanovic, as previously mentioned, 34 minutes, dropped 32 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 11 of 20 from the field, and 4 of 10 from 3. So great game for Bogdan Bogdanovic, and he continues to fill up the stat sheet as well, as Bogdanovic and DeLon Wright consistently get steals for the Hawks off the bench, it seems like. DeLon didn't play well in this game, though. 17 minutes, 2 points, didn't do much else, no steals. So not a great game from DeLon Wright. And TLC got 5 minutes, but didn't do anything in those. For the Knicks, Obi Toppin started for Julius Randle, who was injured, and 24 minutes. He had 10 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. He got into foul trouble early in this game, finished with 5 fouls, so only played 24 minutes. Mitchell Robinson in 35 minutes had a great game. 9 points, 4 blocks, 3 steals, 6 rebounds. And while the box score isn't showing really, really well, he had really forced the Hawks to not go into the paint down the stretch. We were held to being a perimeter-centric team in the third and fourth quarter, so that's credit to Mitchell Robinson and his intimidation factor around the rim. Alec Burks in 36 minutes, good game. 21 points, 3 steals, 4 assists, 9 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. And Alec Burks always torches the Hawks, but he's a scorer. It's what he can do if he plays his natural shooting guard position. So, the Hawks, I don't know what they were doing. We had Trae Young guarding RJ Barrett, who I'm going to explain in a minute, had a great game. So I feel like Nate McMillan has to do a better job of who's guarding who at the beginning of the games, because a lot of times he puts Trae on a guy who can maybe cook us, and I don't think that's the right decision. But Alec Burks, a good game nonetheless. Evan Fournier in 26 minutes, 11 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 1 rebound, 4 of 11 from the field, and 3 and 9 from 3. So not a great game from Evan Fournier right there, who's a shooter who did not shoot very well in this game. But RJ Barrett was the story of this game for the Knicks. 42 minutes, 30 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 13 rebounds for RJ Barrett. 1 for 7 from 3 and 9 for 25 from the field. So the counting stats are good, but the efficiency not good at all. RJ Barrett actually dropped 30 points last night against the Hornets in the Knicks win, and had a great efficiency in that game. So good job from RJ Barrett cleaning up on the efficiency, but still had great counting stats nonetheless, and really carried the Knicks offense for the first portion of this game. In 13 minutes, Jericho Sims off the bench had 2 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Taj Gibson in 20 minutes, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 of 5 from the field, and also made a 3, but also lost an ankle in the process. Trae Young broke his ankles down the stretch of the game and pretty much iced the game. I don't know why Taj Gibson was on the floor with less than 2 minutes left or a minute left. So I don't know what Tibbs is doing there. But yeah, Taj Gibson guarding Trae Young. You'd hope that Trae Young could break that man's ankles, and he put on a show. Miles McBride in 8 minutes, 3 points, 1 assist. And I feel like he guarded Trae Young well in those 8 minutes, but Tibbs didn't go back to him. Emmanuel Quickly in 25 minutes, great game. 17 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 11 from the field, and 3 of 5 from 3. One thing with Emmanuel Quickly is I believe he has the opportunity to be a good 6-man at the shooting guard position. I don't see him much as a playmaker right now, and obviously he can develop that over the course of his career, but right now he's more of a shooting guard, but he's playing well at the moment. Quentin Grimes only played 12 minutes as well and had 3 points, 2 steals, and 2 assists in those minutes. But Tibbs really is looking at the veterans and going to them more than the young guys. And with this Knicks team seemingly going for the lottery, I don't know if that's a good decision by Tibbs, but Tibbs is going to do what he does throughout his entire coaching career, which is play veterans. So you have to expect that at this point if you're a Knicks fan. But the Hawks, after this win, you thought they would flip a switch and try and have some great effort and great attitude going into the Pistons game, but we couldn't do it. We lose to another bad team. So I don't know what it is, but the Hawks play the Warriors next. Obviously, with Steph injured, the Hawks have a decent chance to win this game, but still, even though Steph is out, Hawks really have to bear down, because you've seen teams like the Pistons, like the Pelicans, like the Spurs, that we just lose to those teams because we don't come out with the same energy and same attitude against these bad teams. And the Warriors are a good team, even without Steph Curry. So we really have to show up and try to win these games, because if not, I think we're clear of the Wizards, but we still don't want to get in the 10th seed. We want to try and get that 8th seed to not have to win 2 games in the play-in tournaments. But it has to start now if you're the Hawks. So I'll be back with a recap for that game. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.